Hello everyone, welcome again to the Greenpointe how-to video series. This is John, again welcoming you here. I wanted to talk a little bit today about methods of trim, specifically base shoe. That's kind of the final point of most wood floor installations, is the installation of base shoe, the 1/2 by 3/4 inch molding that goes down at the floor level, meeting the base board. Fairly simple, and yet there are a couple of details that sometimes get overlooked, and I thought it might be a good idea just to talk about it for a few minutes. So the first part is obviously having equipment that is sharp and in good repair. You're going to need a power miter saw to do your angled cuts. For an outside corner, you cut a 45-degree angle on each piece of base shoe, and they meet at the corner, a perfect intersection there, and that's the way it works out. For the inside corners, however, there are a couple of things that you should know. Sometimes you see folks doing an inside corner with also just two miters put together like this, and 60% of the time that's perfectly successful. However, if you, in driving your nails, you sometimes might leave a result that looks more like that, which is not the way you want your finished job to look like. So the method to resolve that is to use what's called a cope. And I wanted to show you how to achieve a properly done cope on a piece of base shoe. To start with, you make a 45-degree cut like this on one of your pieces of base shoe. That angle back into the board, a 45-degree cut, and what we're going to do then is use a coping saw, and we're going to follow that line, and we're going to cut out that piece of wood and make a joint that will never show a gap in your corner. This is how it's done. The coping saw here, a very thin blade on a hoop-mounted frame that allows you to work around your piece of molding. You put the saw up against the molding, your 45-degree cut, and you follow that angle and just work your way around the angle. You now have a piece that will lay over top in the corner rather than a miter. Let's show you how it works in the actual corner. So here we are, the final step of installing our coped piece of molding. You put your square corner into the corner first. Your first piece goes in with a square cut on the end of it. Then your coped piece goes right over top. That fits right over top of that square cut piece of base shoe. It gives you a perfect corner that will never show a gap, even if there is slight movement in the wall. That's the trick for coping base shoe, and we really appreciate you taking the time to have a look. Please come back again often and visit our site.